Hi, this is Coach ND, and I'm here, triple E, ebullient, and 5% exuberant, excited, decisive, always in excitement, boxing in the euphoria of the moment. And I'm here today, I'm going to be speaking on mental resilience. Mental resilience. The times we're in now, I tell you, we've moved from, brick and mortar system to a more digital system. Everything is digitalized now, and the problems too are digitalized. You're either in one problem or you're just living one or you're heading to one. Now life is a fight for territory, like my mentor Les Brown would always say. So, but today we're looking at mental resilience. What are the things you need to equip yourself with in the times we're in? Someone says reality.com. Yeah, that's what we're in now. So how can you combat those times? How can you survive? How can you, beyond just surviving, but thriving even in the times we're in? You need that mental resilience. You need that mental resilience to be able to remove every mental block, to be able, to set yourself at a trajectory that gets you to where you want to get to. So what are those things, that people are going through now? People are going through a whole lot. I tell you, people are going through a whole lot. And one of the things, people are going through is the times we're in. And people begin to see life, from different perspectives. Is this all, life holds? Is life fair to me? Life hasn't been fair to me. Like I always tell people, when you think life is not fair to you, then you can paint it the way you want. Come on, you can paint life the color you want, and it's a function of mindset. So four things real quick I'm going to be talking about when we're looking at mental resilience. Number one thing, to do is to change your mindset. When you change your mindset, then everything changes. So number one thing to do, I'm going to list them out. Mindset. You have to change your mindset. Number two is to stay out of the zone of comfort and convenience. You've got to stay outside the zone of comfort and convenience. And number three thing to do is to shave off the path of least resistance. A lot of people, want just that easy way, the path of least resistance. You have to shove off from the path of least resistance. And number four is you've got to change your perception. So you have to change your mindset. You have to leave the zone of comfort and convenience. You have to shove off that part of least resistance, and you've got to change your perception. The way you see things, it's very important. Now, what you see, how you see what you see, it's different. Now, these are two perspectives. What you see is one thing. How you see what you see is another. But how you see what you see is superior to what you see. Mental resilience. How do you build that mental resilience? Number one thing is to change your mindset. Miles Monroe of blessed memory once said, nothing changes until your mind changes. Come on, think about it. Nothing will change. Everything stays status quo if your mind doesn't change. Albert Einstein once said, imagination is everything. It's a preview of your life's coming attraction. Dr. Cosmos Maduka once said, you can be 14 and thinking 40. You can be 15 and thinking 50. It's a function of your mind. What is the state of your mind? How do you see what you see? What is your mindset? What is your concept about what you see? Very, very important. Now, one thing about mindset is you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. Come on. You cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. Now, two perspectives here. You can help getting old, meaning that age is a function of the mind. Age is a function of mindset, but getting older is a function of time. Because every single day you're a day older than you were. Come on. It can only be a new day when it's a new you. It can only be a new year when it's a new you. If the routine doesn't change, then the result stays same. So if you want to change your mindset and you want to change your results, then you've got to change the routines leading to the results. And that's very key. You have to think about it. So if you must change the results you're getting now, you must build a mental resilience that can adapt to the situations that come. And how you perceive these situations is very important, because one thing for sure is some people see opportunity while some see difficulties. Some see difficulties in the opportunity. It's a function of your perception. But in getting to that, seeing how you see things, you must realize that you must build your mind. So what's your mindset? Now, taking someone to UK doesn't make him okay. Come on. That you're in UK doesn't make you okay. Now, when you get to Holland, it doesn't make you to own the land. No, you've got to do something about it. So it's to change your mindset. When you take a caveman out of the cave, listen to this. When you take a caveman out of the cave and put him in England, he's still a caveman until you begin, to expose him to the culture of the Englishman, until he begins to assimilate, adapt, internalize, conceptualize the culture of the Englishman. He's still a caveman. Someone said once, I might be sitting, but I'm standing in my mind. Come on. I might be sitting, but I'm standing in my mind. It's a function of your mindset. So what is the state of your mind? How do you see what you see? No one rises to, high expectation with a low self-esteem. No. You've got to think about it. So how you building that mental resilience? You've got to change your mindset. Now, the second thing, is to leave that zone of comfort. There's a zone of convenience that people want to stay in. But listen to this. Les Brown once said, it might be hard, leaving your comfort zone, but it's harder staying broke. It might be hard leaving your comfort zone. But when you think about being broke, then you've got to take action. You've got to move. So it's harder staying broke. So when you remember that it's harder staying broke, what do? You've got to leave that zone of convenience. What is that zone of convenience? It's that zone where people just want to be comfortable. But one thing for sure is the human configuration is done in a way that humans want to tend towards pleasure than pain. And it's a function of how we're wired. The neuroscience of man, we're wired in a way that we want to just stay in that comfort zone, than, moving out of that comfort zone into the zone of pain. So we just want to stay with pleasure. So once the body senses pain, the body wants to adjust back to the pleasure and not, recognizing the pain and moving towards the pain. But until you begin to rewrite the program in your mind, until you begin, to readjust back to, your default setting and changing that default setting to the new setting you want, then you stay status quo. So what do? Whenever you begin to see pleasure or whenever you see pain, you begin to tell your mind, this is pleasure. So that gives you that survival mood. That puts you in that survival mood. And from that survival mood, you can move to the thriving mood. So why stay in your comfort zone? Then the next thing you've got to do is the part of least resistance. The part of least resistance is the part where there's really nothing, in there for you. There's really nothing much to give. And, people just want the easy way. I just want to make it, the secrets to success. I see you just sleep and overnight you're wealthy. No, there's always a process to this thing. And once you begin to tune your mind, because what you tune into, you turn into. Once you begin to tune your mind, to seeing that possibility, once you begin to tune your mind to seeing that positivity, then everything changes. And that's what you need to do. Everything changes, but it has to start with you. So your ability, to push out, your ability, to move on, it's very, very key. And the fourth thing is your perception. Now, we're going to be heading into a new month. October is here already, and I want you, to understand this perspective that when you change your perception about the new month, then everything that you desire, everything that you want, everything that you deserve and demand begins to come your way. Why? It can only be a new year when it's a new you. That's deep, CoachND. It can only be a new month when it's a new you. So if nothing has changed with you, if nothing has changed in you, it's still same old you, then you got to have same old result. Now, when you keep doing same old stuff, expecting a new result, then you need a checkup from your neck up. Come on, October is here. So what do? Now, it is time for us to re-strategize. Begin to see different perspectives to life. So what you see now, someone sees Bradley Schultz said something. He said, in the depth of winter, now he has found out that there is that ray of summer. That was Albert Camus. And Bradley Schultz said, in the depth of winter, that people freezing, some people ski and snowboard. Right there in the depth of winter, that people freezing, some people ski and snowboard. Now, someone is looking for that winter. Someone else is thinking, oh, come on, winter is coming, I'm going to just stay indoors. But someone else is looking out for winter. That was Bradley Shaw. So what's the difference here? His perception about it. Now, the doors of opportunity swings in the hinges of adversity and challenges. The doors of opportunity swings. That was Adrian Rogers. The doors of opportunity swings in the hinges of, adversity and challenges. Meaning, those things that are opportunities might come in disguise as difficulties. Those things that are opportunities might come as problems. So what do you need to do? You need to change your perception about what you see. Because how you see what you see, it's more important than what you see. So those doors of opportunities will always swing in the hinges of adversity. But because you are not seeing the adversity, because you are not seeing the challenges, because you have disempowered the adversity and empowered the opportunity, that's what you're going to see. Marcel Proust once said that the voyage of new discovery is not in gaining new ground, but in seeing with new eyes. So what new eyes are you seeing with in October? What new eyes are you going to be seeing with? I want you to have a different perspective about life. I want you to have a different perspective about what you see and what's happening to you. This is how you're going to build your mental resilience. This is how you're going to stay in, with your mental resilience. It's very key that we understand and we begin to act. Now, interest is one thing. Commitment is yet another. But it's better to be committed than just to be interested in it. Now, if you're interested in something, it just gives you that pleasure. Oh, wow, I want this. It is desire. It might be just a decision that you've made. It might be an intention. But desire without intention would just amount to mere notion. It's just a notion. It's just something you're thinking. But commitment will drive you there. So to build up that mental resilience, you need to have all that it takes, and you must be able and willing to begin to see things differently, to perceive things differently, to see difficulties as opportunities. And that's what you need to do, because the road to success is always under construction. The road to success is always, that was Richard Branson, the road to success is always under construction. But you keep doing it. You keep doing what you're doing. The elevators will always read out of bound, out of service, but the staircases are always open. Come on. It's just time for you to take that staircase. It's just time for you to see life differently. It's time for you to build that mental resilience. As I encapsulate all of this together, I want you to realize that life gives you not what you want. Life gives you not just what you desire, but life gives you what you demand. You've got to demand it. What do you want from life? How do you want to build your mental resilience to be able to weather against the storms of life, those mental blocks, those self-limiting beliefs, those self-sabotage that will come to wear you down or to push you down? All that you need to do is to build a solid resilience by changing your perception about what you see. It's always been a prompt, pleasant pleasure. Life is a gift of divinity, but living is the choice of humanity. I stay at the top. Bye for now.